The RV toilet has sprung a leak. We gotta fix it. In this video, we're gonna fix this. Let's go upside down for a moment. That piece right back in there. So we're gonna replace this entire piece here. This is the part number. It's a water module replacement package. So let's open this guy up here. Now in a lot of cases, the way your toilet sits, it's so tight quarters that you may have to actually remove the toilet in order to get to the screw and to replace this piece here. I have a little bit of room in the back, so I'm going to try to do it without, so we'll see what happens. But if you do, it comes with a nice old gasket, which is cool. Obviously your directions tells you how to basically do it. There's only one screw that's holding it, that's back there, and then you have this piece here, which is this, that just kind of holds it all in place. So it's pretty simplistic, and so I got that water leak. I'll show you the actual leak itself. I'll show you what's spraying. It's actually spraying right about here. This piece is different than what it is on the original, so I don't know if they have improved it or what, but let me show you the leak itself. So the lighting is going to be bad, so can't forgive me. I got a headlamp on, and I got a flashlight that I can shine, but it gets kind of bright. So we'll see what we can do about providing the lighting in this poorly lit room. But I got my tools. I have a pair of pliers for this wire piece, maybe this wrench here to loosen up the nut there, and then my screwdriver. It's going to be a Phillips screwdriver. So let's go ahead and take a peek at it. Now, just kind of a little disclosure, this toilet is used on a regular basis, so I do keep it clean. However, there are parts of it that it's a little difficult to get to keep clean. So I know it's gross, it's a toilet, it's supposed to be gross, just bear with me. So let's go ahead and get this thing replaced. Oh, before we replace it, let me turn the water back on and I'll show you what's actually happening. So see the water right there spraying out? So spraying pretty good. Whoops, now I got it on the camera. So we got to get that replaced. I understand it's pretty common for this to go eventually, so we're going to replace that whole thing. So let's get to work. Got to turn off the water now. Alright, so the first thing is to get that screw. So the screw is that guy right there. And I've got enough room in here where I can attach my screwdriver and take that guy out. Now I've got a towel down here. I don't know if you can see it right there, but I got a towel down there that I've been soaking up the water. Now where'd my screw go? I dropped my screw. There's my screw. I got my screw. So now this whole thing should be a little loose. But I gotta also get this guy here, and I gotta pop this guy here. See, all that is it just holds it in place. So it should be pretty easy just to pull out of here. Maybe. Alright, so I needed both hands to do it. Basically I just lifted this up. So now it's in a groove right here, so you just gotta slide it out. See how it just slid right out? So now let's go take care of that guy right there. See if I can do it by my hand. I wonder if I take this guy out first. Maybe I should have did that to begin with, huh, folks? You know, I am no expert. Let me get a wrench and I'll loosen that. Now, one thing I did do was I did release the pressure. So not only did I turn off the water, but I also opened up a couple of valves so that the pressure itself wouldn't be there, and still a lot of water came out of here. So when you're doing this, you definitely got to have some towels available to clean up your mess. So now that's off. So now we got a lot of room. Let's see if we can do this guy before we do that other hose, or maybe we'll just do the other hose first. Let's see how we're going to get this guy off of here. Looks like he goes clear back to here. I don't want to damage this hose because I don't want to have to replace the hose itself. So, right there's the hose, and that's part of this thing here. Alright, bear with me while I figure this out. Hang on. So the whole thing in this hose came off. So it looks like it's all one piece, which is cool in my eyes. And all I did was I just twisted. So now it should make getting this thing out pretty simple. It's a matter of which way is that groove, because like on this guy here, see how he's bent? So it's a matter of which way that bent goes. I gotta figure out which way it twists. I wonder if I pull this lever, if it just makes it a whole lot easier. Looks like it's going to, but I can't do all three at once. Hang on Hang on one moment. What it sure is hard to do when you're trying to hold a camera and use two hands at the same time. I just don't have a third hand. So this guy is now out. That was pretty simplistic. So let me go ahead and clean up some of this mess, some of the dirt and stuff that's in here, and then we're going to put the other one on. So now it's time to reinstall. Basically, I put this lever on first. It was the easiest. Since it was the most difficult really out of the whole thing, I did that first. What made it simple was I just opened it up like so, and then I put that in there. So then the next thing I think I'm going to do is attach this hose here. I'm going to do it just like I took it off, and that's just press it on, twist it on, press it on, push it on, twist it on, something like that. So let me do that. I need both hands. Alright, so that guy went on smooth. I noticed though when I was putting this on, this rubber gasket that's on there, it moved on me, so I had to back it off and redo it. So you want to make sure that that rubber gasket stays in place so that it makes a good seal. Then what I'm going to do now, there should not be much pressure that goes through this because all it's doing is just releasing some. No pressure is coming this way, it's all going this way. So that should be okay with the way I've got it, but I pushed it all the way up like it's supposed to. There's a flange right there that goes right up to the edge of that flange. And just make sure that that rubber gasket stays in place, it doesn't move on you. Alright, so I think I'm going to do the screw next. So that looks pretty simple, just hold it in place. Again, I'm going to need two hands for that. Oh, let's do this piece first. let's slide that in. So it's got to go in that. It's got to go in that groove in there. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. All right, so that guy is in there. Just gotta make sure that the groove, see it groove right down there, that it's in that groove. It was pretty simple. You just needed 2 hands. Now this thing is sticking up, but it still is all the way through. See if we can see that down here. Oh, well, you can see that, but it is all the way through. So once I attach this hose here, once I attach this hose down there, that's going to pull it down. So let's do the screw first though. So where's the screw at? Right there. So let's do the screw hole first. Okay, the screw's in. However, I didn't tighten it completely because we still have to put this hose on. So let's do this hose now. Okay, this guy is now in place. You want to make sure it's snug, but you don't want to do it too tight because there is that gasket down in there, and if that gasket's pressed too much, you can tear the gasket. But what we'll do is we'll turn on the water, we'll double check the leaks, and we'll double check, make sure this is all just fine, and we'll also double check this guy here, make sure there's no leaks there, and everything should be fine. This guy here actually came down a little bit more. All that this guy here does is that when you go to push this lever over here, it just helps keep this thing from moving. You've got one screw down here on one side and this on the other, so it kind of leverages each other enough that this piece, the main piece, doesn't move at all. So I'm done. It was actually that simple. And because I had enough room, I did not have to remove the toilet. So you're going to have to check out another video on removing the toilet, but the instructions seem to be pretty simple. So all I used was these two. I got this just in case I needed it to pull this guy out, but I didn't need to. So she's replaced. I guess I'll throw this one out because he leaks. This is the type of toilet I have. 31683 Thetford. The model number is all I used to get the part number that I needed to replace the water module. This guy right there. And that's the water module that goes with it. It does handle all the high and the low models. And this is the old one. Throw that away. Again, I did not need this because I had enough space that I didn't have to remove the toilet, but it's really nice that they provide this, knowing that it's tight quarters and you might have to remove your toilet. But I'm done. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is Jeff, and you've been watching Arizona Hot Homestead. See you, bye, have fun.